Way past a month after the riot that occurred by the Nazi attempt to overthrow this government, all the thugs and bastards and son of a bitches who showed up there to kill people and succeeded in killing or being responsible for 7 people dying. But those members of that riot squad who were Republican political figures still haven't been held to account. What, you say? Republican political figures? Yes, 57 so far. Republican state and local officials were at that bloody, deadly riot on January 6th at the nation's capital. Huffington Post did a tally, and they've discovered that almost all of these son of a bitches are resisting calls to resign. Why should they resign, right? They're in office because people who believe in madness and insanity and death and destruction, in other words, Christian fascists, put them there. But these bums came from 27 states for the so-called Stop the Steal riot. A couple of these jackoffs even gave speeches, warming up the crowd for the orange bastard, who then took the stage and vomited up all the lies about the election results before he told the mob to attack the U.S. Capitol. Jesus. So according to Huffington Post, late last month, after identifying an initial 12 state and local Republican officials at the rally, Christian fascists, and among them, your typical collection of, right-wing assholes and cucumber conspiracy theorists. Among them was this asshole, a cucumber, who once declared, quote, "The only good Democrat is a dead Democrat," end quote. Oh, that is so manly. Oh, my God. That makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Yeah, the only good Democrat is Jesus, what an original statement. Anyway, Huffington Post got emails from readers across the country identifying the additional 36 officials in this new list. Originally, there were 21, but the majority of Americans are not fucking insane. We're not Christian fascists. We hate these scum who attacked the U.S. Capitol. Other things that need improving upon in this country, endless number of things that need improving upon. But one thing that just needs to be eliminated are these scum, these punk fuckers who attacked the U.S. Capitol. It'll happen. It'll happen. According to Huffington Post, some of the reader emails that were sent to HuffPost were urgent. One read in all caps, please revise your article to reflect these insurgent seditionists, please. And that plea, obviously, was underscoring how communities across the country are still trying to deal with a siege on the U.S. Capitol. I mean, dare we hope that these scum bastards, these 57 Christians, will face some kind of consequences? These right-wing devils, these Christian fascists who are indirectly responsible, in some cases directly responsible for the spread of this disease and the deaths now of, 500,000 Americans? You fucking slime. I wish you would get this and choke to death on your own lung tissue. Man, as it sloughs off the inside of your breathing bags, you scum. Oh, my God. Anyway, boy, that sounded pretty intense, didn't it? Well, it comes from the heart. Anyway, all across the country, accountability, according to Huffington Post, is very hard to find, including in Washington itself, where that Senate impeachment trial against the orange bastard for inciting the insurrection ended, well, you know how it ended. Of the 57 Christian fascist, aka Republican officials, identified as being at the rally, at least 20 pushed this conspiracy horseshit that the election had been stolen. And they pushed the bullshit that Antifa or the leftist anti-fascists actually were the ones who attacked the Capitol. This, if nothing else, gentle listener, indicates clearly the madness, the insanity running around inside these Christian fascist heads, along with the rats and cockroaches who are on endless little wheels just spinning around inside their heads. That was all Antifa. There is no such thing as Antifa, you dumb assholes. That's a term. All right, let's start with Ken and Angela Paxton. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Governor of Texas, or Attorney General, I'm sorry. The Attorney General, the highest law enforcement officer in Texas, and his old lady, who's a state senator. Ken and Angela Paxton, they were on that stage with Trump at the rally that spawned the murderous riot. They are accessories before the fact. These two fuckers should be jailed. Both Ken and his old lady Angela into the fucking slam, both of you. Paxton told the crowd, quote, "What we have in President Trump is a fighter. We will not quit fighting." Oh, you ignorant little fuck you. Jesus. But there he was, Ken and Angie, And the next morning, after the blood and the carnage and the death and the destruction was well known, this little son of a bitch, this cowardly Ken Paxton, wrote on Facebook this, quote, "Those who stormed the Capitol yesterday were not Trump supporters. They have been confirmed to be Antifa. Violence is not the answer." You piece of human dreck. Oh, my God. Facebook labeled his post false information. And as of a couple days ago, this creepy fucker, Paxton, still hadn't deleted the post. And Facebook just allows this to be up. Way to go, Zuckerberg. Just allow this shit to hang out there, Just like the radio industry allowed this filthy, rotten bastard, Rush Limbaugh, to hang out there for 35 years. This hate-mongering son of a bitch who is now a lump of, I don't know, moldering slime or a vase full of dust. I don't know, don't care. But yeah, Facebook, let's just pretend it's okay. Put a little label on it. False information. And according to Dallas Morning News, the same day that this occurred, Democratic Texas State Representative Chris Turner called for the Texas State Legislature to, his words, thoroughly investigate Attorney General Paxton's role in causing the riot, causing it, fomenting it, making it happen, nurturing it, moving it from a gang of assholes standing around shouting and farting and with their fingers up their ass into a mob that descended on the Capitol and resulted in people dying and being beaten. Thoroughly investigate. Representative Turner, the Democrat, said in a written statement this, quote, from filing a fraudulent lawsuit that fueled unhinged conspiracy theories about a free and fair election to egging on the crowd of insurrectionists in Washington, D.C., Paxton has played a major role in creating the national crisis that culminated with the first breach of our nation's capital since the War of 1812, end quote. Remember, it was Ken Paxton, that son of a bitch, who is going to go to jail eventually because he's a criminal. He's charged with what, 5 or 6 felonies. They'll eventually nail that son of a bitch. But he was the one who led that effort to overturn the results of the elections in 5 states, including here in Georgia. 5 states, 4 states, whatever it was. It was this slimy bastard, this criminal, who is hiding in plain sight as the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton. Holy shit. A spokesman for Ken Paxton called Representative Turner's statement, quote, utterly unhinged and absurd. Well, okay, but the FBI is investigating Ken Paxton for, unrelated to the riot he helped cause in Washington, accusations that he is guilty of bribery and all sorts of other fraudulent actions, all kinds of crimes, all of which are felonies. These are not misdemeanors like you got off the path at Yosemite. This is some serious shit. And I will celebrate the day this miserable bastard goes to jail, or I should say prison. And talk about Jorge Riley here. He confessed his crimes on social media. He wrote on Facebook the morning of the riot, according to federal prosecutors, quote, I'm here to see what my president called me to D.C. for. There's hundreds of thousands of people marching on the nation's capital, end quote. Hundreds of thousands. And a few minutes later, this ignorant son of a bitch wrote, hey, we're storming the Capitol. What are you doing? Oh, boy. Sounds like some teenager, doesn't he? Hey, we're egging the principal's car. What are you doing? Hey, we're papering the minister's front yard. What are you doing? Jesus Christ. Federal prosecutors say that this asshole gave an interview on camera when he left the Capitol, where he went on to describe what he did. This is what he said, quote, we broke windows, we went into the door, we pushed our way in, and then we just kept going further and further. We pushed our way to Nancy Pelosi's office, and then we were sitting in there yelling, fuck you, Nancy Pelosi, end quote. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This son of a bitch belongs in a straitjacket, a rubber bungalow. Now, he's charged with obstructing an official proceeding, illegally entering a restricted building, and disorderly conduct. Where's the treason charge? Where's the charge that will put him up against a wall and have a fucking military firing squad end his miserable life? Where's that? I don't see it here. Oh, he has resigned from his position in the California Republican Assembly. Oh. Then we have Joe Mullins. He is a Flagler County, that's in Florida, Flagler County Commissioner, Joe Mullins. And he told Florida's Palm Coast Observer newspaper about his trip to Washington. He said, quote, it started out real peaceful like a typical Trump rally. And when former Vice President Mike Pence did what he did, the crowd went berserk. People started storming the Capitol. When we started hearing shots fired, we got up and left, end quote. What Pence did was refuse to do what Trump said, to stop Congress from counting the electoral votes that certified Joe Biden as the next president. That's right about the time that these assholes were chanting, hang Mike Pence. Now, this Joe Mullins, this asshole from Flagler County, which I believe is near Jacksonville, I think, maybe not. But he had sponsored buses to transport these murderers to the rally. And in the days leading up to the event, he stated on a pre-recorded radio program And apparently it says here the station refused to air it, that, quote, maybe there's some liberals I'd like to see their heads cut off. Well, you piece of human crap, you. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.